Yeah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Kambam, the Uberman, is back again with another plan to talk about some other people. So Kim Kardashian today is on the topics, is on the cards. Who else? The £5 note, the unterrible, the waterproof, fake £5 note, and me and my rabbit. So, what about Kim Kardashian? A couple of days ago, Kim Kardashian was held at gunpoint in her home or her apartment in France, Paris. She was held at gunpoint for, I think, $8 million worth of jewelry. Oh my God, 8 million. I think what she should do is give sadaqah on that 8 million. So when she gets her jewelry back, if she gets it back, and she more than likely will, maybe go give some charity in it and thank God that she's still alive, because they could have shot her brains out. Moving on from Kim Kardashian, we're going to talk about the new and fraudulent £5 note. But before we do that, look at the old £5 note. Here it is, the old £5 note. Okay. Remember, this doesn't have no value either. This is like monopoly money. What makes it worse is the new £5 note. The new £5 note, here it is. Showing it diagonally because it's easier to fit on the screen. No, actually it's not. I can get both of them in. This has a little section right here that is see-through. It has a picture of Winston Churchill. It's uncrinkable, they say, creaseable, but this has got creases in it because I scrunched it up. It's unterrible, my son told me, and that's very true. I'm trying to tear it and it's not happening. And somebody told me it's waterproof. Does it hold any value? Let's see. Well, previously money or notes used to have a currency because they would represent, it would represent the amount of gold that it was worth. So the £5 note would have, previously the £5 note would have a value of gold in it, and it would say it along here. This one doesn't say anything, and neither does the last one that I just showed you, the older one. They have no value whatsoever in terms of gold. So whereas a long time ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, you could take a £5 note into a gold shop and say, I want my money's worth of gold. They would legally be obliged to give you that. They no longer are obliged. So these are just numbers on paper being given some value and being circulated amongst all of us. And we hold them dearly. Just like a game. Let's say you're playing a game and you earn points, and then you can use your points to buy armor. Or if it's a car game, then you can buy parts for the car. It's a big fraud, basically. And the quicker you people realize it, the better. What do we do? To be honest, I don't really know in terms of that. I really don't know. Maybe stack up with some gold. Invest your money into gold. At least it has a value. And it's a form of asset. In terms of my rabbit, moving on, let's talk about my rabbit. I was outside the meat shop the other day, and it's not actually my rabbit. It's somebody's rabbit that I held and tried to show my son, but he wasn't very pleased with it. It actually made him cry. I don't know, he's not very animal loving. He likes to see them at a distance, but anything too close, anything that's different and too close, he gets quite scared of it. But I'll post it up in a second of my son. Sorry, of my son, the rabbit. No, of the rabbit and me.
3 months.
Wow, look, Aiden, look, rabbit. Look his nose, look his nose.